And there's the bell for round two. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Perfect counter shot. Good counter punch. Can't find a home with that jab. Nice counter. Nice counter shot. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both of these fighters have the conditioning to go the distance, no problem. They also have the power to end this with one punch. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. How about that time counter shot? Nice counter shot. Misses with the straight left. Good counter punching. When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Good one. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
Get out there and switch on. You were thinking, you were smart, you weren't loading up, you were still landing. You're much better than this guy. You're much better. He's not in your league. Come on, switch on. Get your boxing back.
And there's the bell for round three. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the bantamweight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
He's going to loosen things up here. Let's see how he does with this fancy footwork. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter shot. has been a very competitive round. Wow, let's take another look at that.
A shot from the guns took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to me. Are you okay?
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Gotta waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes to post, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points for losing around.
A perfect counter lands. A straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice stop, but that won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Robinson in that last round. A borderline disastrous round, but he's still on his feet. On to the fourth we go. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Beautiful counter punch. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Straight right just misses. Couldn't land that jab. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He misses with that straight left. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. That counter punch caught him clean. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Threw the straight left, but it won't score. Nice counter punch. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears. There's the bell to start round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. You've got to relax.
That one will count. Beautiful counter punch. Do you believe what we're seeing? Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he throws you down.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Punch, counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That hook was off target. The straight right just misses. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
You're right, Todd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, if this trainer has a pep talk, now's the time to use it as they were dropped. Let's start the 6. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
Catch and shoot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
It's the one who draws first blood.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. And that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. Wow, let's take another look at that.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
Not many people would have predicted it. But we've got a knockout victory.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.